Hey friends, Jim Gill here. Well, looks like after a decade in this amazing country, I'm leaving Costa Rica. Not for good, I don't think. I do love it here. I love the people, I love the culture. It's not a great place to do business. In fact, it's epically bad as far as getting shit done and all that. But as far as a place to live, it really probably is one of the best in the world. I've been to 46 countries, and I can say that with a certain amount of understanding of what the rest of the world has to offer. So why am I leaving? Being an eco-village developer, a lot of my friends are very conspiratorial and very aware of what's going on in the world. And they say, Jim, you're frickin' crazy, except for they don't say frickin'. They say you're fucking nuts. Do not go back right now. The shit's about to hit the fan. Of course, they're speculating, and many of them have been speculating for years that it was coming. And it hasn't. So are they right? Are they wrong? I don't know. Nobody does. But I do think that it could hit the fan. And I am aware that many, many millions of people are waking up to the unsustainable nature of our systems, of our use of resources, of our political system and our social system. It's messed up. Everybody knows that. And how much normalcy bias do you suffer from? Which is actually really incredibly ignorant. Normalcy bias is just the bias that things are going to be the way they always have been, according to your life, right? Well, guess what? You've only been around for maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. But normalcy, if you look at history, every empire fails. Glory is fleeting. The Romans used to parade the crown of the emperor or king that they just slaughtered in the last battle, and that was to signify glory is fleeting. In other words, the US has been propped up on a petrodollar and on an amazing military industrial complex for, well, at least what, 30 or 40 years, but even longer. And so time is coming that won't be the case. Will it be in a month, a week, 10 years? I don't know. But here's what I do know. And here's why I'm going back. Because the Permacube revolution is the most efficient, diversified food, water, and energy production system in the world. We've designed it, developed it. It will help people grow all the food they need, create energy. It'll help people create all the water they need out of the air with no electricity needed. I don't know if you've heard of a solar water distiller and why every kid hasn't been taught about a solar water distillery in school. It's like ridiculously simple and insanely valuable. How come we don't know about Fresnel lenses and how they can melt a copper penny just with the heat of the sun in a very simple method in 4 seconds? Yeah, a copper penny is turned to liquid in 4 seconds. You can burn, create fire, you can boil a pot of water, you can do all this stuff just with the sun's energy, completely off the grid. Why don't we know, and why aren't we taught about growing organic foods? Well, the reason why is kind of obvious. It's money. And I'm not saying money's bad. I like money. Money does good things. But when money trumps, fun word to throw out right now, not saying that in a good or bad way, it's just an interesting word. When money trumps ethics, then things get really hairy. And the big pharma, big companies that are controlling the world's food supply, when that kind of stuff happens, well, then money is trumping ethics. Money is more important than ethics. And the bottom line is, folks, everybody needs to know how to and participate in growing their own food. We have to decentralize food production. That will make us more secure than anything else we could do right now. We are right now massively dependent on the system. Most people have 3 days worth of food in their food shelves. All right, so if a shit hits the fan real bad, what you gonna do? You know, oh, that'll never happen. It's happening all over the world. Venezuela, the Middle East. It's happened in Russia in the last couple decades in parts. It's happened all over. It's happened in the United States too, in some parts during big storms. Why put yourself through that? You know, you don't need to spend $100, $200 a month to heat your house in the winter. Did you know you can do that on way less? Yes, you can. So folks, that's what the Permacube revolution is all about. We've got the anchor product called the Permacube, which has the ability to create all of the food a family needs, all the water. It has the ability to even store the food using dehydration that is completely off-grid. In fact, right behind me, I made a dehydrator, a large-scale dehydrator out of a used shipping container. And the more I research what's already out there and what can be done, two things happen. I'm shocked. Is it possible to be absolutely astonished and not surprised? Well, I understand why it's like it is, but that has to change. So join the revolution. Check out the Permacube revolution and do something for yourself, for your family. Start growing some food. You know, I mean, we got this little thing right over here, little garden with kales and all sorts of lettuces, tomatoes, cucumbers. You know, that little thing right there can produce all the greens we need as a family. That little thing right there. I mean, that's amazing. And how much effort does it take? Ridiculously, not a lot of effort. Now, the Permacube is about taking it and putting it into one functional unit. We also are giving the plans away and helping people by way of videos and such to do it themselves, because some of you don't have the money to buy anything right now. Some of you are broke, but you can still do it. All of these things I'm talking about, they just take a little elbow grease, and which you probably have not been taught, which is almost a crime that kids aren't taught this stuff, but it's out there. So now if you don't take control of yourself, it's your fault, okay? 100%. Don't be blaming anybody or counting on anybody, because our systems are unsustainable, the debt's unsustainable. There's fraud from start to finish. If you don't know that, watch The Big Short and many other movies. It's start to finish fraud. Turn off CNN and Fox. It's all bullshit. All right, so love y'all. I'm coming back in the heat of the storm with, I believe, the tools. I know the tools to help. I don't really want to go back for a lot of reasons, but this is more important. You know, here in Costa Rica, they got food growing everywhere. My God, a tree right behind me just had like 1,000, 2,000 avocados fall off of it. Most of them went rotten on the ground. High quality avocados. There's just food growing all over the place. Here, they're fine. Where you are, the odds are you're not. So start planting, harvesting, and storing food. Ciao for now.